In Season 2, we got 3 new schools of damage, guys. Ice Blast, Burn, and Thunderbolt. Now, nobody was really impressed with Thunderbolt, and honestly, I don't blame them. But when we are talking about the Mekkatorque, my god, Thunderbolt is absolutely busted, and that's exactly what I'm gonna show you in today's video. This video is sponsored by Dragonheir, guys, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys are new to the channel or you haven't tried Dragonheir Silent Gods just yet, maybe you stumbled upon the channel while looking for some new games, now is the perfect moment to start playing. Season 2 is in full swing. We're getting close to Season 3, actually. The second phase of the Dungeons and Dragons collaboration is live in-game. 2 new powerful mages joining the Dragonheir universe, Elminster Aumar and Samaster, which will be the new daily boss that you're going to have to challenge. You can acquire Elminster by summoning him from the planar summoning event or by collecting enough fragments. We have tons of new cosmetics, new dice skins, new legendary artifact, new avatar frame. So tons of things to keep you busy in Dragonheir. But if you guys want to get involved, head over to my link in the description down below or in the pinned comment, or scan the QR code you see on the screen to download Dragonheir Silent Gods now. Talking about the Thunderbolt versus the Mekkatorque, guys. Now, all of my teams are at 200 million. I will be doing later today a different video on that as well, showcasing all of my teams. But first, I want to showcase the Thunderbolt. They're super, super powerful. And the main thing is that it was extremely hard to get the stacks for Perkunte to really go ham, to really drop in a lot of damage. Now I'm going to show you how to do it just by using one of his allies, and that is Shy, of course, who was the Chaos Shadow boss for a little while before we got to this boss. So basically, Shy Natch is going to proc a lot of Thunderbolt and Electrocuted, and that will increase the stacks on Perkunte's passive. That will make Perkunte go absolutely nuts and deal a lot of damage. Perkunte is one of the exclusive legendaries, guys. It's a bit harder to put your hand on them, you know, you gotta be pretty lucky with your summons. Thankfully, at the beginning of Season 2, we have a summoning banner dedicated only to new heroes that are added in Season 2, so that will increase your chance to get him. But basically, all the magic is right here in the Overwhelm. You gotta reach 30 caps. It's pretty hard to get to 30 caps. The main thing is, if you have multiple enemies, like in our case, that will make our life much easier. And he will be constantly on 20 plus to 30 Overwhelm stacks, which will really increase his damage. Then we have Sigrid, an absolute MVP. She will be putting some decreased attack and deal tons of damage. Nathaniel bringing in some support. And we do have the Elminster artifact, guys, which is actually a pretty solid artifact for heroes that buff our team with shield, you know. And this is the new legendary artifact that was added to the game with the second phase of the Dungeons and Dragons collaboration. Then, of course, Frorbart. You cannot go anywhere without Frorbart, especially if we're talking about poison and something else as a combination, you know, as an elemental combination. This season is lightning and that. I do have some time skill right here for them, guys, and the boss's cycle is 30 seconds, so we're gonna make sure we're only using our ultimates once, because I want to have this on full auto. I don't want to do pretty much nothing. I will have to do one thing, because I don't think they actually fixed it. Or actually, let me just see if they fixed it. I think they fixed it in today's patch. Before, I had to target the boss with the very first skill from the hero that was putting defense down, you know. So right now I have 2 debuffs, 2 stacks. If we're landing the defense down on enemies, goes to the boss, 3 stacks, decrease attack, 4 stacks. Okay, so they fixed it. Awesome. So this is a full auto from the start. I don't have to do anything. And that is the timing. And how you may notice, Perkunte will slowly start going ham. He will gain a lot of stacks. I'm going to show it to you in just a second to see how it works. Positioning is key as well, guys, because you want Shy to turn around and hit all of the enemies. Right now, we only have 4 stacks. But once the enemies are dropping in, check this out. 6 Overwhelm stacks. Okay. 12 stacks. 16. Oh no, my screen went dark. What happened? 22 stacks. And he's about to use them. 27, 30 stacks for the second hit. Just like that. With one hero, with Shy in the same team. Now, the secret is to have multiple targets. That's why they are not very efficient against bosses dungeons unless you have some AoE waves in there as well, guys. That's when they really become effective. Like for Arena, Perkunte is actually pretty nasty if you can land some electrocuted with Shy before. You need to kind of like set him up. But once you do, look at that, 26, 30 stacks, he is going ham. Like the damage he's putting is nuts. Look at that. Almost 50 million damage in 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's what Perkunte can do. And I know, how I mentioned, he's a legendary hero. Is one that has his own exclusive artifact too, which I cannot wait to get, by the way, because it's going to be mind-blowing. But I just wanted to show you that they're actually very, very solid, especially for this content. So I've been waiting all season for something where I can literally take Perkunte and use him to his maximum potential, you know? And this is one of those locations. 100% super, super awesome. And yeah, it's still a bit of a room to increase that overwhelm stack on Perkunte, honestly. I don't really want to bring in another Thunderbolt hero because I feel like these two are enough, you know. As long as we are triggering a few hits, a battle skill here and there, we are getting the stacks. Right now we are at 16 stacks, 23 stacks. First hit goes to 25, 27, and he's consuming all of those stacks, you know. So that increases the damage quite a bit. And how you may notice is a lot of firepower involved in here. Now I'm just hoping that I will survive all the way to the end. Yesterday I was actually a bit unlucky. On the very first day, everything went pretty smooth. You know, I managed to do pretty crazy damage, and that was like, I don't know, 210 million damage if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. So overall, was really good damage out of the Thunderbolt. I was really impressed. The main key here is to hit those orbs, guys. Those little whatever they're called, like projectiles, you know. Because if you're just focusing the boss in this fight, you're not really gonna get a lot of damage. Like how you may notice, the damage barely goes up when we don't hit these orbs right here. But once you do it, it actually goes to the next level. And I used to have Viola in the team instead of Sigrid, just to apply defense down. The only issue that I had with that was that on Oro, she wasn't targeting one of the orbs in the corner, you know, and that was reducing my damage overall. She does place decrease attack, decrease defense even better than Shy because she has a 3-hitter skill, but that overall reduced my damage and my ability to do this on full Oro, you know. Right now, I have probably defense down on most of the orbs. I might not have it on every single one of them, but I have it on most, which is more than enough for Perkunte to just go crazy like this, you know, and drop in big, big damage. That's why I decided to replace Yola for Sigrid, because Sigrid will work on full Oro. Once I'm going to have the electrocuted debuff on all of those projectiles, aka orbs, Sigrid will go with her ultimate, and that will become AoE, and that will deal a lot of damage. Check that out. Bang, she hit everybody. And she's doing pretty good damage, Sigrid. Considering that she has some accuracy, she doesn't have necessarily the craziest gear. I'm not 100% sure, but I think she has the artifact from the Feymander. I think that's what I gave her. We're going to check it in a second, because I literally forgot. But I'm pretty convinced that she has that. So she has pretty good stats. But when you are going versus Perkunte, who's already at 112 million damage on his own, 112 million damage, it's pretty hard to compete with it, you know. Like, it's just, this boss fight is perfect for Thunderbolt. And that's why I really wanted to do a video on it, to show you guys the full potential of Thunderbolt in the right environment, you know. I feel like it's pretty important to always look at this too. Like, yes, for the majority of the season, they haven't been that great. Against the Tolvar as well, which was the Chaos Shadow boss, or the boss in the Lunar Radiance event, he was summoning 2 mushrooms, which were three different adds on the map, with 2 other heroes, with Nissa and the epic hero, I forgot her name. It's not Tarivol, is the epic chick that puts electrocuted as well. I was getting Perkunte to 30 stacks most of the time, 25 to 30. And he was dealing insane damage on that as well. Not only that, it really allowed me to get a better placement on the leaderboard for the Lunar Radiance event and maximize my rewards from there. But overall, it made that fight a walk in the park and allowed me to complete 15 teams in the other world event, you know, so that was a massive, massive difference. Look at that. 200 million damage, and we have 2 more minutes left. Now, from here, the damage is reduced by 90%, guys, okay? 90%, you heard that right? So we're definitely not expecting to go as crazy as we went the entire run. It will definitely change from here on. My only problem is that I'm starting slowly to get wrecked by the boss. He deals a lot of damage on my team, how you may notice, and it's basically a lot of RNG. Will I manage to survive till the end, or the boss will absolutely obliterate me in a second or two? Especially when I don't have that shield on, you know? This hit right here from this AoE is actually pretty nasty. Thankfully, Nathaniel is just such an amazing support, and paired with Thunderbolt, they're absolutely massive. You see, I position my heroes in such a way that Thunderbolt gets to heal pretty much most of them, you know? And we still have 1 minute left. 204 million damage. Not too shabby, not too shabby. The more we get, the better, you know? I'm trying to really do top 20 this season. Initially, I just aimed for top 50, but it just seemed so achievable because I was always kind of like in top 20 from the beginning. Then I dropped a bit to top 30, you know, and now with the other world event, I just decided to try and push the extra mile and see if I can do top 20. You know, it's a good challenge. The main reason why I want to get a higher top is because I want to get the legendary scrolls, the summons that guarantee you a legendary at every 10 summons. The reason for it, guys, is because last season, when we moved into season 2, I didn't have a chance, to see the summoning pool, what heroes we had in there in terms of legendary. So I was really curious. None of my clanmates actually took a screenshot, you know, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna get those legendary scrolls and see for myself what heroes we have in there. Beautiful. We survived all the way to the end, guys. 207 million damage. You see the damage reduction from the 200 million to the rest is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But still, 207 million is actually a pretty good damage. I'm definitely not disappointed with this whatsoever. So let me just show you the total damage. Shy, he is a hero that will deal derivative damage as well, and he requires enlightenment for the build. He doesn't do a lot of damage, okay? In my opinion, Shy Nextak is just an activator for heroes like Perkunte. Then we have Perkunte right here with 71.9% of the entire damage. 149 million, guys. Almost 150 million damage. Then, of course, we have Sigrid with 13.9% at 28.8 million damage. And Shy Nextak with 12.5%. Hopefully I'm saying his name right, because I tend to butcher a lot of names. With 25, almost 26 million damage. So not so far away from Sigrid's damage, you know. Overall, I do think that is a very, very solid damage too. And probably, if I could build him in a completely different way with a lot of enlightenment, a lot of attack, and everything else that he needs, his damage would be better. But as it is right now, I just think he is an amazing activator for Perkunte, allowing him to just go ham. Let me just save this, and let me quickly walk you through the builds and show you the stats that I have on all of the heroes, because that is actually pretty important. Now, what I like right now is that you can just do this, guys. You can do team, and you can go directly to the team that you have, and I don't have to actually go and search the heroes. Amazing QOL changes, guys. A massive update dropped today. Check out my video if you haven't had a chance to do it. So many amazing QOL features. Absolutely killing it with it. So there we go. Shy Nextak. I'm pronouncing the name right. I can be a pro. 63k HP, 1.9k defense, 3.4k attack, 33 enlightenment. You see, I haven't really built him with enlightenment to get damage out of him. 80 crit, 139 crit damage, 275 accuracy, 56 skill haste. I want to have a lot of skill haste on him. I want him to use the battle skill as often as possible, you know, to trigger more electrocuted. So basically, That's how the passive is right here. And the ultimate is the main thing. Not only that it gives me increased attack on my Perkunte, but it will put this electrocuted on the enemies, and it will trigger it more and more and more, which will really, really allow us to stack Perkunte quite a bit. I have him scrolled as well. I actually went in and decided to scroll him. You know, I was like, that's it. I'm gonna do it because he really, really activates Perkunte on his own. Perkunte, I cannot wait to get his legendary artifact. This is probably, in my opinion, one of the most awesome looking characters in the game. I don't know. The moment I saw him, I was like, I want this character. He looks just so amazing. But leaving that on the side, 41k HP, 1.5k defense, 5.5k attack, 92 crit rate. I wish I would get this to 100. 235 crit damage. And I have a bit of skill haste, but not too much. I have the Eyeball of the Giant, and I have an Emperor set. That's what I have on him. I'm actually testing a bit the damage with this. I might be doing a video on this for tomorrow. Then we have Thunderbolt with the Crown of the Unclean. Good HP. The more defense, the better, because his healing is based on defense. I don't really care about HP on him because he's not going to tank on his own. The boss hits AoE, right? So I do want to have an Ancestral Protection on him to get some damage from the rest of the team. And I want to have Crown of the Unclean as well next to Witch's Remain, because not only that I will have defense down for a prolonged period of time, but I will have an extra debuff on the boss, which will increase my damage by 10%. Of course, accuracy is important. 211, I have the Alliance bonuses, the 5-man Elemental Affinity, so all that will give me that. As much skill haste as possible, because I want his his battle skill, to proc as often as possible. So that's how I have him built. I actually have a quadruple skill haste rune, man, which is crazy. They're so rare, they're like unicorns, literally. Then Nathaniel with a Guide to Magic by Elminster artifact. I have him on a Moonlight set to get some extra healing. You want to have a lot of enlightenment on Nathaniel, guys, and skill haste as well will help, because I don't have my Nathaniel or Thunderbolt really timed. I mean, Thunderbolt is timed with the ultimate skill to put decrease attack before the boss's ultimate, but Nathaniel is just going ham, you know, constantly using the skill, you know. Then we have Sigrid. And Sigrid, she is with the Fey artifact, yeah, with the Ravatrix. Total stats on Sigrid, 40k HP, 1.5k defense, 4.4k attack, 97 crit rate, 115 crit damage, 200 accuracy. I wish I would get more crit damage on her as well. The problem is, I really wanted to use this artifact and have of course accuracy to put decrease attack. The fight takes 30 seconds. Thunderbolt will put attack down for 10 seconds. I need more survivability in the team, so that's why I decided to build her with accuracy rather than go full damage with Sigrid. But that is everything for my Thunderbolt team versus the Mekkatorque guys. If you have some Thunderbolt heroes, of course, not everybody will perform as Perkunte does. He is really the MVP here, the real damage dealer for this school of damage, but definitely don't sleep on them if you got fortunate enough to have them. And I really wanted to do a showcase and, how I mentioned, portray them in the perfect environment. That was all for this video, guys. Big shout out to Dragonheir for sponsoring today's video. And if you guys want to get involved or you want to help and support the channel, you can download the game by using my link in the description down below or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. That was all for today. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.